Welcome to PeaceMind, where science meets spirit. Can trauma be passed down through generations? It may sound like ancient myth, the idea that we carry the pain of our ancestors. But science is beginning to explore this very question through the field of epigenetics. Epigenetics doesn't change our DNA code itself. Instead, it changes how our genes are expressed, like turning a dimmer switch on certain traits. And what triggers these switches? Stress, trauma, environment, even emotions. In studies with mice, scientists exposed one generation to a painful experience: the scent of cherry blossom paired with electric shock. Astonishingly, the next generation of mice, who were never shocked, still showed fear when they smelled cherry blossoms. Their biology had changed. Their fear was inherited. So what does this mean for us as humans? Researchers are discovering that the traumatic experiences of grandparents can influence the stress responses, emotional sensitivity, and even mental health risks of grandchildren. We don't just inherit eye color and blood type. We might inherit unspoken grief, survival responses, or fears that seem to come from nowhere. And yet, these fears are not always visible. They don't appear in blood tests or brain scans. They live in our nervous systems, in the way our bodies tighten in danger, in the way we withdraw from love, or freeze in conflict. It raises an important question. Are we living fully as ourselves, or are we living out the unresolved patterns of those who came before us? This may explain why some people feel an intense anxiety in situations they've never experienced before, or why certain phobias appear without cause. Why someone raised in safety still carries a survival instinct that doesn't match their reality. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. Some spiritual traditions have long believed that emotional pain travels across generations, not through blood, but through energy, karma, or soul memory. In these traditions, healing doesn't start with the self. It starts with honoring what came before, understanding that we are part of a greater story, one that began long before us. Ancient healers spoke of ancestral burdens, emotions passed down like invisible luggage, unprocessed grief, generational guilt, shame that no one speaks of, but everyone carries. And now science is beginning to validate these old intuitions in a different language. Does that mean we are doomed to carry the suffering of those who came before us? Not at all. Epigenetic markers can be changed. Healing is possible, not just for ourselves, but for our lineage. Therapies like meditation, somatic healing, breathwork, trauma integration, and deep reflection can shift these patterns. Even simply naming the wound can begin the transformation. When a story is spoken, it begins to lose its power. When we heal, we don't just heal ourselves. We ripple healing backwards, through the pain we've inherited, and forwards for those who come after us. Perhaps this is the quiet power of inner work. It rewrites invisible scripts. It ends cycles we didn't choose, but were chosen to complete. Maybe that's what true transformation is. Not just breaking cycles, but understanding them. Not just surviving pain, but transmuting it into strength, empathy, and wisdom. And maybe healing isn't personal, it's ancestral, it's collective, it's cosmic. So the next time you feel a deep fear you can't explain, ask yourself, is this really mine? Or is this something ancient, asking to be seen, heard, and released? This has been PeaceMind. Join us again to explore the mystery.